So today we are doing something that I think is really fun. We are going to paint on this chocolate ganache cake, and we are going to paint Sanrio characters. So it's going to be a Sanrio themed cake, which I love Sanrio ever since I was a little girl, and chocolate ganache. So we're just going to use melted cocoa butter and then a bunch of our petal dusts, edible petal dusts, different colors. These are colorful characters. You'll need a paint palette. I like this large one for this type of painting because I'm going to mix a lot of different colors. And then you need a container to hold some really hot boiling water. And I like to put plastic wrap around this because it helps cradle my palette, keeps it just a little more secure. And then we need a variety of paintbrushes. I like to use the soft bristle, I like a watercolor paintbrush just because of the soft bristles tend to not create marks in the ganache as much than those really like firm bristles. So get some of those. Okay, so this ganache recipe I will put down in the description below. And then this little printout I just found on Google. And what I did was I took some packing tape. So I just have some packing tape here. And I put a little packing tape on the back of each one, trying to keep it flat so there weren't creases in the tape. And then I'm just going to cut out each little shape just to make it easier to trace the outline onto my cake, because once you have the outline, filling in the rest is pretty easy. They're pretty simple, so you could freehand them if you want to, but I'm going to see if it's easier to do it this way. Save me a little headache. And sometimes with simpler shapes, getting them just right is important to make the character look right. So I figured that would be the fastest way. So the ones like Hello Kitty and Pachaco and things, I'm just going to cut their whiskers off. I don't need to cut around them. We will paint them in later. Just will make it easier. And you can see they have the packing tape on the back. Okay, so we've got our little container filled with the hot water. I don't know if you can see the steam. And then I'm going to place the palette over the top. And I'm just going to place some wafer chips in each well. Maybe add some pieces. Let me do it here. These ones I think are more over the water. We'll just start with that and let those melt. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some white, just because I'm going to do all the outlines with white. So I dumped some white powder into one of the wells. For the outline, it can be kind of loose. I'm going to start with Keroppi because he's my favorite. He is a Japanese frog character created by Sanrio in 1987, actually. So I'm going to hold him up to there. And he lives in Donut City in the pond with his siblings, Hickey and Keroppi? So he's Keroppi. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I say that a lot. Getting the basic outline. My cake is chilled and firm. So, it's a pretty simple shape. You could freehand this. We're going to go back and outline everything with black anyhow. There we go. And I am going to do him in real time. And then, so you can see how long it actually takes, because, I have him down here as a reference. People ask, how long did it actually take to make that cake? And when we speed everything up on social media, it looks like it was done in 2 seconds. And it was not. And I happen to have this apple green, which is a pretty perfect color for him. But you can layer colors, so I'm gonna lay down the green of his face first, and then after that dries, I'm gonna go back in and do the rosy cheeks on top. So let's just put a little powder over to the side and mix in, grab some of the oil, and just use a little corner of my palette. Now, when I mix it with the oil, I'm seeing that it's too dark. Where did he go? I'm seeing that it's too dark for this, so I can mix in a little white and maybe a little yellow. This might be the hardest part, is color mixing for some people. There's all kinds of videos about color theory. So I think he needs a little yellow. So that looks pretty good. While you watch me paint, let me give you some character tidbits that I found on the Hello Kitty fandom wiki page. Okay, so the name Kero Kero Karopi is a two-layered pun. It directly translates from Japanese to English as morning glory, but Kero means ribbit as well. He enjoys swimming, baseball, playing with boomerangs, and singing. His mother is a housewife and a professional chef, and his father is a doctor, and they live on a house on the edge of Donut Pond, where a wooden bridge connects the side of the pond and the island in the center. I decided to go ahead and outline all of them first and get their placement in, and then we will go back in and paint them all. Hello Kitty's real name is actually Kitty White, and she was born in the suburbs of London, England on November 1st. Her height is described as 5 apples and her weight as 3 apples. She loves baking. She is a 3rd grade student, and her favorite subjects in school are English, music, and art. Her blood type is type A. Who knew? This is my Melody, and she's Hello Kitty's best friend. She is very honest and good-natured, and her favorite food is almond pound cake. She was born on January 18th in the magical forest of Maryland. This is about tomorrow, and we'll come back to him. This is Han Gyodan. He is a male fish character, born on March 14th under Haley's Comet, and his blood type is B. He is a nice guy who loves to make others laugh, but he has a soft spot and doesn't like being alone. He desires to be a hero, but his plans of heroism often go awry. He loves collecting merchandise based on himself and is a bit of a romantic, being somewhat shy towards women. A little bit more about my Melody. When she was debuted, she was portraying Little Red Riding Hood in her version of the classic fairy tale. That's why she wears a pink hood that covers her ears. You can layer the color over itself again to make it more opaque. So it's almost like painting your fingernails, you know? Keep the strokes going pretty much in the same direction if you can. Use a light hand, get a good amount of paint on your brush. This is Lala of Little Twin Stars. She is the older sister, and the twins were born on Christmas Eve, December 24th. Okay, now I believe he's dry enough that I can layer on his little cheeks. Since I have the pink out. I've put the pink everywhere. I added a little more white. So all the pink is up. So now we'll move on to some blues. This is Kiki. He's the younger brother, the younger twin. He loves starfishing and inventing things. His curiosity about everything makes him a little cheeky sometimes. Here is Tuxedo Sam. He's a dapper young penguin from Antarctica's Tuxedo Island, and he loves to overeat. A few more interesting things about Han Gyodan is that he is a detective. He loves noodles, shrimp crackers, and he actually has a habit where he starts crying when he's eating them for some reason. This is Pom Pom Purin. He is a good-natured golden retriever dog, and he was born on a sunny day on April 16th. Now, Tuxedo Sam is known to make some clumsy decisions, but he does own a total of 365 bow ties. I promise we will get back to you, Batsmaru. Pom Pom Purin's favorite food is his mama's pudding. The little twin stars were born on Omiyari's star in the Dream Star Cloud. To learn how to be the best, shiniest stars they could, they traveled a long way to Earth. And did you know that Hello Kitty is actually a tomboyish little girl, not really a cat at all? Tuxedo Sam is from a distinguished family and attended university in the United Kingdom. Hiromi is My Melody's rival. The pink skull on her hat changes facial expressions depending on her mood. She was born on Halloween. All right, this is Batsmaru, and he is a male penguin with spiky hair. Unlike more popular Hello Kitty characters, he has an attitude and is one of the few characters marketed to all genders. He was born April 1st. While he seems perpetually stuck in the first grade, he has dreams of becoming the boss of everything when he grows up. He's a mischievous little guy who often fights for the wrong side. This is Choco Cat, and he has whiskers that are able to pick up information like antenna. So he is often the first to know about things. He is a very spunky cat who loves to play around, and his birthday is May 10th. Interestingly enough, his parents are divorced, and he lives with his mother. This is Pachaco, and he is sporty and playful. His favorite food is banana ice cream, and he was created after Sanrio lost the rights to Peanuts, and so he was designed after Snoopy. Sanrio is a company that's all about creating smiles and sharing friendships. And I remember as a little kid, I loved collecting all the stickers and erasers and little pencil pouches, and we would trade with our friends. And I just loved being in the Sanrio store. This is not sponsored in any way. I just have such fond memories, childhood memories of all these characters. And I really wish I would have kept my sticker book. I really, really do. I don't know where it is, but I just love Sanrio. All right, I mixed some light blue, and I am just going to paint the cake. I might mix in some other colors. So now we're going to paint in all of the outlines. I had to leave it overnight to do this part because it got too dark outside for filming. And now I just had my morning coffee, so I'm feeling a little shaky. Maybe don't do this right after you drink coffee. I hope you enjoyed all the fun facts about these Sanrio characters. I really do love them. They were my favorite when I was little. Do you have a favorite character? I am very curious.